So this has definitely been an ongoing problem. No matter what you push, it's not working. These actually got pushed in, still not working. You got to be able to click OK and go through our menu, and just simply isn't letting you do that. Today, we're going to try and fix that. Let's do it. Alright, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day. So on this video, as you've seen, we have some issues when it comes to trying to do the menu settings or use any of the steering wheel controls. It's also throwing off some different codes. Those codes might be valid. We've been picking at this vehicle trying to fix all the problems, but based off of my research, I think that the culprit to most of these issues, especially being able to function the keypad and push stuff on the menu and use the steering wheel controls, is a clock spring. So that's what we end up getting. Again, don't mind the mess. Still involved with projects, but I love them. So right here is a clock spring. This is going to be for a Ford Edge, I think a Lincoln MKX or MKZ, something like that. I'll go ahead and leave that right here. This clock spring, that's what this is good for. And apparently this will help with a lot of the communication between the steering wheel and the menu on the display and actually completing certain circuits. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and walk through the steps. First things first, because we have to take off the airbag and access behind it, we are definitely going to want to unhook the battery. So pop your hood and... Alright, once your hood is up and propped, you're going to go ahead and locate your negative terminal. If you have a little bit different setup here, then just find whatever crimps it to it. As long as you haven't snipped your wires and changed it, it should all be the same. So right here is going to be the pinch that ends up holding it on here. So all right, now that that's off and out of the way, we can proceed to inside. All right, once you're here at your wheel, make sure it's straight and locked. That way, when we go to put everything back on. Okay, so what we're going to have to do here, this ends up fitting just fine. Your application may vary, whatever tools you got laying around, but you're going to want something kind of small. The reason being is you have this little hole here, and then you have one on the other side. Okay, you're going to want to stick this in there. You're going to want to stick this in there and push it in, okay? Once you get in there, you're going to hit a spring. You're going to kind of feel it. It's easy to miss. Just go down until you kind of bottom out and then push a little bit. You'll feel the spring. When I take this off, you'll see what you're working with. That way, when you go into this, you kind of know what you're looking out for. So there's a spring over here and a spring over here holding this airbag on. I'm going to want to pull towards me a little bit. You don't have to get all aggressive with it, but that way when you push that spring, this pops out a little bit, but hold it, because then you have to go on the other side and do the same thing as well. Once you pop that second one and you're still holding. All right, and there you have it. Just hold tension back here, and once you pop one, you pop the other, they come out. So in order for me to show you, I'm going to have to remove these. So these are, they should only go in, they have their own homes. So you're going to see these tabs. I'll point at them right now. All you got to do is just press those two tabs in and kind of wiggle and unplug it. Kind of difficult to do while recording, but that one unplugs And then once you do that, that one unplugs. They're also color coded, so you shouldn't be able to see what I mean about the patterns here. They got their own way of fitting in, so when you go to put this back on, you shouldn't have to worry about messing up. Now put the airbag off to the side. Now we can proceed to in with this tool that you was using. See, I'm putting it in here. It's got the alignment. You're going all the way as far as you can, and that's the spring right there that you're going to be pushing. Right here, that one. Okay, you got the same one on this side. See that? So you want to push in, and you'll feel it unlatch. You hold the pressure towards you. Do the same on this side. This is really going to need cleaned. I'm going to clean that. So next we're going to, okay, before we take off this bolt, next is this wire harness. See this tab right up here? It pushes down. See if okay, I want to push down and unplug it. Now we move on to this center bolt. For this center bolt right here, it's going to be a T50. Okay, I recommend a breaker bar just so it's easier for you. Now again, like I said, keep this wheel straight the way it is. Okay, try and all right, the next thing you're going to want to do is you have 1, 2, and then right in here you got 3 7mm. You're going to want to, that way you can undo your column cover. Okay, at this point you should just be able to take a trim panel tool or a flathead screwdriver, a pick or whatever, kind of be gentle with it, but you should be able to just to pop these apart. All right, guys, it's the next day. I found a solution. So the part that I ordered off of Amazon, it might have been the year before, or their descriptions are wrong, or whatever. I cannot find, as far as like new or aftermarket, I can't find the one available on Amazon or 1A Auto that I usually go to. Honestly, the only way I could seem to find that is on eBay, and then you pay eBay price, eBay shipping, stuff like that. I waited till this morning, and when the local, literally maybe a mile down the road, I went to a scrap yard. They said they had one. They technically did, but they didn't. They had 5 of the generations before this, and then this generation, it was a 2016, and that was the only thing missing off of that. So go figure, right? I ended up finding a Ford Explorer. The whole steering wheel, everything, the buttons, the whole layout, the whole thing matched. So I figured, what the hell? Went into it, and it was the same to an extent. So I destroyed, I don't want to say destroyed, but I intentionally took apart the old one. But this is the one that I got. My only concern with it, this was $50. My only concern, so that was the one that didn't fit or work because of where everything mounted at. So this one does work. I, little spoiler, I did plug it in. The steering wheel buttons, they all work. This is the first time I've ever had them work since I even knew of the car. But, so it does work. The only thing is, right here, there's a little plug. So I seen this module. Here's the casing for the old one. And as you can tell, it's all the same. So as far as this, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it has something to do with the airbag. I don't know what it has going on in there, but behind this ring is a circuit board that surrounds the whole thing, and then this circuit board. So off of all this was soldered. This actually has a plug, so it might have an option on here that those ones didn't. So now I'm like, okay, so that's going to be my only concern. Well, when I got back, I realized then it's detachable. So actually, this ring will have to pop off. It's these little tabs right here, 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 stuff like that. You loosen those tabs. Here, actually, right there. Those are the tabs. Once you loosen those tabs, then this ring will come out, and as the accessory, this one would clip in. And then once it clips in, tell you what, I'll just go ahead and unclip it and clip it and show you it mounts up perfectly with all these holes, and it aligns. And then as far as that little plug and this plug, they're flush and they should meet together. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. What's inside here is the ribbon. Okay, it's wound up in there. Okay, that's what allows this to spin and keep your controls and stuff. So don't let that spread all the way apart. When you pop this ring off, make sure you're still kind of holding this together so it doesn't come apart and that whole ribbon goes everywhere. Because I'll be honest with you, maybe you could figure it out. I'm sure I could, but it's wound up in there pretty good so that you have full spin to lock and it doesn't break connection. Anyway, when you pop this ring off, make sure those don't spread. But now that they are off, all right, and then you see how all those mounting points meet. It'll sandwich together once we tighten it and stuff. But they all clipped in just fine. This thing is so dirty. That's what you get with used parts. But they all clipped in just fine. So now we'll go ahead and reapply. Again, when you plug this in, be careful of these pins. You'll feel it. It's got plenty of room to wiggle. Just kind of take your time, align it, and once you feel them all going to home, just kind of push it in a little bit. Yeah. Don't forget about your 3 T10s. T10. Don't forget about those. You don't have to go overkill on it. It's just plastic. All you're really doing is holding it in place. It doesn't make a difference if you... All right, once you get all those mounted, you're going to want to reattach your column cover. So the back here, it's kind of got like a hook action. You should be able to kind of get it back there. Once it falls into place, line up all your tabs. Once they all click together, spin this. Make sure everything is spinning the way it should and it doesn't bind up. Next, you're going to want to grab your steering wheel. You got two little posts right here. You might have these little caps on them, you might not. But these two little posts are going to go right in these holes. It's going to help line it up. This might spin on you when you're trying to feed your airbag wires through this hole, this top part. Just make sure it's all aligned. Okay, once it's all aligned, push it on there a little bit. It will have play and wobble in it, the center post that you put the bolt in, it's tapered. So the tighter that you get that bolt, the more that it's going to press fit on there. Go ahead and put your bolt in. If you watch plenty of my videos, you would know for a lot of things I don't do torque specs. Okay, if you want to look it up, go right ahead. This is being a steering wheel, so my mindset going into this, I want it tight. I don't want it loose and come off, obviously, so I'm just going to tighten it. Use a breaker bar. You'll know when you go overkill. Just make sure it's tight. Just like that. The next step, your gray plug. You're going to want to plug it into your clock spring. Make sure that the clip end is facing up. Align it. You shouldn't have to force anything. Just make sure it goes in. And once you get it in, you want to push until you hear the click. Once you hear that click, that safety tab is now engaged. Okay? At this point, it's just your airbag. Now, keep in mind, just like I said in the beginning, this one's gray, this one's black. You got the indicators on your wires. They are also two different shapes, so you cannot mess this up. If you mess it up, you meant to. So go ahead and install those. All right, and there you have it. So the TPMS light, that was an issue. I think her sensors are bad. The airbag light, that was also on. Obviously, you've seen me hook this up. Everything's plugged in. I think it might be I've had problems, not with this car, but I had problems with under the seat, the plug. It was loose, and that caused that. So so it all works. All these functions, they work just fine, like I said. So that's the process. Okay guys, and there you have it. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. A lot of these jobs are simple, guys. It's just, you got to have the tools, and if you don't have the tools, Harbor Freight, your local Lowe's, parts store, anywhere you go, tools are an investment. They help you achieve your goals of completing tasks like this and just fixing things yourself. So just like I said, apparently the Ford Explorer one, it works. You just make sure that the steering wheel matches, because the year before this, or the generation before this, was a whole different type of clock spring, whole different type of steering wheel. So I found the steering wheel that matched on a Explorer, and what do you know, it worked. You just got to change that accessory piece. Again, I don't know what that was, but it did something, because it took off quite a bit of lights when I hooked that back up. So as you can tell, it all worked perfect. Any tips, comments, anything like that, concerns, any questions, just leave them down in the comments below. I'm usually pretty good at responding.